Deep down, you dream about being like Bruce Wayne. You want to be sexy, you want to be mysterious, you want to be rich, you want to be strong, athletic. You want to be seen as a superhero, right? But nobody tells you that being like Bruce Wayne is not about something, about those external things. It's rather about something deeper, something that we as men have to work on. So I prepared for you the exact 3-step process that you can use right now, right here, to transform yourself from that lonely video gamer, from that, loser, to somebody who's actually like a real life Bruce Wayne. I'm not gonna talk about business, we're gonna talk about the deep stuff right here. Because trust me when I say this, it took me 16 years of my life of living like a loser and 3 years of constant research, like studying psychology of people, of especially young men, to finally understand why the first step is so crucial. And you will learn all of that right now. I was 12 years ago. I was sitting in my room with a laptop. It was actually my mother's birthday. And I was sitting there watching game dev tutorials, right? From the Hindu guys who were like, explaining how to make a game. The problem is I didn't really understood how to make a game. I didn't really understood how to program. I wasn't a programmer yet. But my mother, a couple of days ago, told me that when she was a little bit younger, she played Super Mario Brothers. She played Super Mario Brothers on like that. In Polish, it was like a Nintendo NES, but a cracked version. So it was like Pegasus, something like that. And she was basically told me that she was like love playing those Super Mario Bros. And I thought to myself, okay, I don't have any present, I don't have any like surprise for her. I will make a game for her. I will recreate the Super Mario game. So she will finally come to me and say that she's proud of me because I made something that made her day, right? So I was sitting there working, really like struggling my ass to finish that game. I have not ate anything, I have not cleaned my room. Literally my room was a mess. It was like my bed was like all over the place. My clothes were all over the place. It was pretty much a mess, right? Imagine just that mess. So the hours passed by, I'm stressed. I was sweating because that's how stressed I was. I was like, I was having all of those thoughts in the back of my head that finally I'm gonna do something that my mother she will be proud of me. So she came to my room finally after a couple of hours, but the problem was the game wasn't finished. To be honest, it was buggy as hell. I didn't even finish the prototype. I needed more time. So after a couple of hours of working, of being in that focused zone, she came to my room shouting at me that I didn't clean up the room, that I have not ate the breakfast. So obviously, I tried to explain to her why, but she didn't listen. And years later, here I was, like, sitting there in my room playing video games all day. Why? Why I was addicted to video games? Maybe because actually that was the only moment in my entire life in which I was rewarded. Because in real life I tried to do things, I tried to make that game, I tried to write some books, I tried to become an actor, I tried to like a lot of different things and it didn't work out. I tried to be a YouTuber and I failed. But when I was playing video games, killing the first mob was easy and immediately I got the reward. But the reward wasn't even real. Yeah, I was a dragon slayer, I was a hunter, I was a Jedi. But it was all meaningful. When I turned off the console, I was here in my room, being the same loser that I was before I started playing the game. Because when I was actually 16, I realized that shit, for entire life, I had that dream, I had that mission, I had that drive, you know? I wanted to be amazing, I wanted to be the best, I had that motivation. But it was not towards some meaningful things, it was not towards creating things. It was towards consuming things. It was towards playing video games. So instead of being like an entrepreneur, instead of being like an amazing programmer, instead of being like Bruce Wayne, I preferred to play as a Bruce Wayne in a video game. Because that was actually easier. So right now, right here, the one thing that Bruce Wayne has in his life is his Gotham. Is his Gotham, right? So the Gotham is the city, is his mission, right? When he became Batman, the Gotham is the only thing that he obsessively thinks about every single day. Imagine that, every single day you wake up, you have that one mission to do, to fulfill. What is your Gotham? Probably it's playing video games right now. If you are not already like a Bruce Wayne, probably it is, I don't know, like maybe something not important. Probably you don't have your Gotham yet. How to pick your Gotham? Basically, just ask yourself, what is the thing that will impact my life in the most positive way out of every single thing I can do right now, okay? So, let's say, for me, when I was starting my self-improvement journey, it was actually bodybuilding. Because when I started training in my house, actually, without any weights, I was just training using like calisthenics, right? And I saw the progress, the muscular progress, the progress in confidence and in my health. And I actually liked it. So I told myself, that's something. Out of every single thing I can do right now in my life, that's something that gives me the most amount of benefits. That's something that changes the trajectory of my life the most to the positive thing right now, right here. Because I see, by doing that, I see that I can improve, that I can change myself. So let me ask you a question. What is your Gotham? What is your thing right now, right here, that could change everything for you? Or maybe not everything, but the most amount of things. It might be building your physique. And actually, if your Gotham is building your physique, you might wanna like check one of the links in the description. It's my paid program, Aesthetic Hero Physique program. So just to tell you like what it really is, I have like a calls with the guys in here. I have a lot of courses that will help you to become more like Bruce Wayne, courses on testosterone, so your hormonal production, courses on having more energy, so how to wake up and actually have energy and motivation to work on the goals that you set up for yourself. And most importantly, the whole course is structured around building the amazing physique. So if that's something that you are interested, make sure that you'll see the link in the description. And now here's where the things get really interesting, because now you have your Gotham and you are probably thinking, okay, I have everything. And that's the mistake that most people do. They think, okay, I have the goal, but they lack the second and the third step. So listen to me very carefully right now. The one thing that Bruce Wayne changed, the one thing that Bruce Wayne did to actually become Batman, to actually like work on himself, he didn't train in the public gyms. He didn't like build all of those things in his room. He was a multi-millionaire. He could have the most comfy place to work on. And yet, he chose to sit in a cave. In a bat cave. And have you ever like asked yourself the question, why in the hell he chose the bat cave? You probably think, okay, because it's cool, but it's not the reason at all. The reason why he chose the Batcave is actually because he set up the environment to complement his goals. So what am I even saying? Like, what is setting up your environment? Let's say I sit in that room, I record videos, right? And let's say I would have a console right here on my monitor. And by the way, that's the aesthetic hero physique program, you might want to check it out. So just back to the point. Imagine that I have a console right here. Actually, I will actually show you. I have my Nintendo Switch, basically. It's probably, yeah, it's that. It's not powered. so I could basically have that on my desk. Why do I keep it in my wardrobe? What is the thing? Like, the truth is that right now I'm focusing more on building my body, on optimizing my mind, and working on my business, right? So these are the three things that I do every single day. That's why, if you see my wall, you will see a lot of notes that are designed perfectly to help me achieve my goals. I don't have things that distract me. I don't have consoles. I have actually my PC right here. It was my like gaming PC, but it's like turned off. It's only the PC without the cables, right? So I optimize every single part of my room to help me achieve my goals. So if you are not sure what you can change right now to make your environment suit your goals, the easiest thing is to look at your room, to look at the content that you are consuming, and to look at the people you are spending the most time with. These three things, I can guarantee you that these three things will determine your success, will determine if you will be like a Bruce Wayne or not, basically. So the room, obviously, if you will have a console next to the place in which you work, you will have a lot of temptations. It will be harder for you to work, focus on the work. Second thing, the content. If every single time you log on to YouTube, you have all the videos only about like the MrBeast videos or entertainment videos or gameplays or like, you know, those Minecraft tutorials, you won't submerge yourself to the identity that you want to have. So you have to actually align the content that you are consuming to the goals that you want, right? So if your goal is to building an aesthetic physique, you should subscribe to me, you should watch more of my content to make sure that you have more videos on your front page that are aligned to the goal. If your goal is to, let's say, work on your business, most of the content on your main page should be about business, right? And your friends, actually, if your friends are kind of like low quality, if they are like video gamers, right? They will probably be angry, or they will probably like question your growth and question the things that you do right now with your life because you are not playing games with them anymore. So just make sure that all of those things really fit in to the narrative that you want to have in your life. And if you have your Gotham and your Batcave, you still lack one key component to all of that equation. And that's where the Batsuit Rule comes into the play. When I was 16, 17 years old, I stopped playing video games almost completely, like cold turkey. And a lot of people, actually a lot of my friends, they were kind of having those, they were having fun of me because of that. Because I stopped playing video games and I was like, oh yeah, I'm grinding, I'm locked in. But the truth is that every single time I added video games, every single time I added, let's say, watching movies, every single time I added, I don't know, maybe even my addictions, which were like scrolling through Instagram or like watching pornography or like eating junk food. Every single time I added one of those things, even for once, it completely destroyed my progress for at least 1 or 2 weeks. So that's when I came up with the rule that I lived like last 4 years by. And I made a lot of progress doing that. The rule, the Batsuit Rule, actually tells you that you have only 2 types of activities that you can do per day. It's either fulfill your mission or rest. So if the thing that you are doing right now doesn't serve one of those 2 purposes, then it shouldn't be in your routine, then it shouldn't be in your life. I actually ask myself, okay, when I'm playing video games, do I fulfill any part of my purpose? No. I want to become sexier, I want to have a girlfriend, and I want to build a family. I want to be financially independent, and no, playing video games doesn't help me with any of that things. So then I ask myself, okay, does playing video games make me rest? Sometimes, in a short term, maybe yes. But it makes me overstimulated. It makes me... It actually uses my dopamine that I could use to work, and it doesn't really make my brain shut off. It actually makes my brain work. So it's counterproductive to rest while playing video games or watching movies. At least for me, right? So what I did, I basically threw out the video games. Right now, when I want to rest, I meditate, I journal, I read books, even novels like fantasy books, they are okay. I go out on a walk. I go out with my friends to socialize, to do some fun stuff together. But not sit in one room and play video games with them. Actually like do and go out with them, socialize, you know? And that's exactly what you see in the Batman movies. Every single time Bruce Wayne does something, it's either doing some Batman shit, or doing some business shit, or socializing, so actually like resting, or actually resting, right? So, or training, right? So it's like every single thing you see Bruce Wayne does, it actually serves some purpose, to his like larger purpose, to be Batman. That's the mindset that you have to acquire right now. Don't go full into like working that hustle culture, working for like 20 hours per day. It's not beneficial. Actually, you need to have some rest, but make sure that during the rest you actually rest. And let me know in the comments if you want a video about how to rest properly, how to like really rest, how to make your brain shut off to basically feel relaxed, right? Because actually stress kills your hormones, your health, and all of that. And here's the interesting part, because actually the things that I told you, actually they are the things that I teach and I help to build in my program. Actually, I'm gonna show you. It's actually, I have a lot of courses on that. Aesthetic Hero Physique program, which is actually to build your physique. We have 10 workout routines bonus, so basically you have so basically you don't even have to build your own workout routine, you can use one of mine, right? You have my diet bonus, which basically I tell you every single thing that you have to eat in order to bulk or cut or maintain the weight, right? You have Vigilante mode, which is amazing. It actually can show you how to work on your jawline, how to work on your facial attractiveness. Actually, we have a superhero confidence module, so if you want to be more like Bruce Wayne, you know, that confident, ultra masculine guy, you might wanna basically check this out. We have discipline protocols, we have energy modules, we have testosterone maxing modules. Without testosterone, bro, you won't be able to live like a healthy man without healthy levels of this testosterone. So if you feel like brain fogged, you don't feel motivation to work towards your goals, that's probably the problem with your testosterone. And I show you how to fix that in that course, right? And I have one of my clients who really like struggled to start his YouTube channel, and then basically he started working with me, and within the first 1 week he not only started his YouTube channel, he started his clothes shop, and he started like upgrading his life. His anxiety levels dropped significantly, and his sleep went and his sleep improved a lot. So basically, if you want to level up and become like real Bruce Wayne, check out the Aesthetic Hero Physique program. Do your best and leave the rest to God.